The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I mean, in some of these instances, these are groups that have been either their membership has been dismantled or they've definitely fallen out of public view. I'm just wondering the legal theory of how, these payments allegedly went on to actually benefit the groups. Did you see money go to the groups themselves rather than just the individuals who were paid informants, essentially? And then I have an off-topic after.
So look, I want to be careful to keep any comments that we make inside the indictment. And so what the indictment lays out is payments to individuals who had leadership positions within these organizations. If that's what the grand jury found. And so to the extent that those individuals receiving, one received over $1 million, okay, to the extent over several years, to the extent that there's any link between that individual receiving the money and benefits to that organization, that's not in the indictment. But because again, it's not that individual who's charged with a crime. It's that individual was a informant or what have you. And it's Southern Poverty Law Center that made those payments to the individual. But it wasn't, look, the payments were not made to these individuals in exchange for a service separate and apart from their work within these organizations. So, that's I think speaks for itself.
It speaks volumes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday edition of Boston Early's Rush Hour. There are so many things going on in the news today. You've got the continued hostilities, taking of ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Peace talks, don't know whether they're going to happen or not. The president's patience apparently wearing thin. This latest ceasefire, he says, 3 to 5 days. We got the Iran stuff. But what is happening with this Southern Poverty Law Center is huge. It is huge. And I've gotten calls today from very dear friends, don't agree with me politically, asking a few questions about it and giving me some opinions on it. It is being portrayed, of course, as Trump attacking. Chuck Schumer today said that this ought to send a chill down every spine of Americans. What ought to send a chill is what has been uncovered. The U.S. Department of... Welcome, by the way. Boston Early's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. The U.S. Department of Justice announced an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center, accusing the group of covertly directing millions of dollars to individuals tied to white supremacist and other organizations. Now, the SPLC is supposed to be fighting against those organizations, supposedly. Yet millions of dollars from their donors end up with individuals from this group into these organizations. Now, as you heard Todd Blanche say in the opening remarks, he's staying within the boundaries of what's in the indictment. But what we can assume is that some of that money was used to fund some of the group's missions. And who are these groups? They are hate groups. They are hate groups, some of them. Questions now are even being raised with this whole thing in Charlotte that Joe Biden went off of, that the press willfully misrepresented Donald Trump's response to and used it as a campaign talking point and as a campaign point. Was this a false flag operation that, in fact, was funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center? Don't know the answer to that yet, but the questions are being raised. So one of the calls that I got this morning was like, well, wait a minute. On behalf of law enforcement does this. They infiltrate groups and they spend money with these groups and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but Southern Poverty Law Center is not a law enforcement group. And if you are a law enforcement group and you're doing infiltrations, you are also not allowed to commit crimes. You're not allowed to be a participant in the crimes. That doesn't work, doesn't fly. So this is really amazing what has taken place. Who is this organization? The left reveres them because they have made targets of conservatives. And conservatives that are not hate groups. Turning Point USA, smeared by this group. Moms for Liberty, smeared by this group as a hate group. There are lawsuits flying about that. Todd Blanche. Let's go back and listen to what he actually said about it during his press conference. Cut 2. This is the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche on, hold on. I got to get to that one. That's late breaking. Let's start with cut 3. And this is where he's explaining what Southern Poverty Law Center was doing.
According to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front. Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing. Not dismantling extremism, but funding it. To carry out this scheme, SPLC created bank accounts in the name of at least 5 completely fictitious organizations that had no bona fide employees or legitimate business purpose. The money was passed from SPLC to one sham account to a second sham account and then loaded onto prepaid cards to give to the members of the extremist groups. This was designed to shield the source of those funds, and because of this, SPLC is also charged with one count, as I said earlier, of conspiracy to commit money laundering. In conclusion, I want to thank the acting U.S. Attorney in the Middle District of Alabama, Kevin Davidson, who's in his district right now and not able to be with us, for bringing this important case, along with the FBI team in Alabama for their hard work during this investigation. This investigation is
now,
ongoing.
Let's go back. Let's connect this really clearly, folks. Southern Poverty Law Center said they were fighting white supremacist groups and hate groups. That's our job. We're here to stamp out. We're here to help eradicate those groups. They sent money to those groups. Those groups then did what they did. Whether it's, public route, whatever they did, the The work of hate is what they did, because that's what they do. And then Southern Poverty Law Center reported on the hate. Look at what these white supremacists are doing. We're here to stop the white supremacists. Give us more money. They're funding the evil, if you want to call it that. It is alleged, I should say, that they have been funding the very evil that they were sworn to eradicate.
Oh, it's out of here! Home run Ferry Hawks! Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Join us Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th for our first homestand of the season and our 5th anniversary celebration. Score big with $5 tickets. Grab $5 domestic draft beers. Enjoy $5 popcorn. And yes, 2 Nathan's hot dogs for just $5. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.